So guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about one of the brand new Halloween themed cards. We have the Ultimate Scream Perisic card. Now, originally I actually wasn't going to review any of these new cards just because they've only been boosted a tiny little bit, but since Perisic was also a position change from left mid to cam, and I really like using his non-inform as a super sub at cam, you know, I thought I'd pick this card up and give it a go. Before we continue, in the comments below, let me know your thoughts on these new cards. Also, let me know if you want me to review any more of them. And of course, if you could leave a like on the video, that would be awesome. So, let's chat about Perisic. As you can see, in the 6 games I played, he picked up 5 goals and got 3 assists. But I do have to add, he could have had a lot more goals. He just liked to hit the post a lot, which was incredibly frustrating at times. Like seriously, you'll see in the clips, so many shots came off the post. Right then, let's talk about these in-game stats. On first glance, they are all looking pretty damn good. His positioning of 86 in-game was awesome, and his finishing of 80, well, that seemed to be a bit inconsistent to be honest, although the 85 shot power is awesome. I love this crossing of 86, definitely would get a lot of use out of that if this card was used as a wide cam. Dribbling wise, we've got the 86 ball control and the 86 dribbling, which is pretty nice. And to be honest, in game, it did seem to be like one of those players who were just quite tricky to dispossess of the ball. Physically, as you can see, decent strength of 77. Also, the 88 stamina was nice because in game he just kept going. He was working a lot in that midfield. And also, we probably should mention the balance of 69, which is obviously one of his negatives. But we'll talk about those more in depth as we get into the gameplay. Perisic stands at 6'1", so he's got a decent amount of height about him for an attacking midfielder. It does, however, mean though he doesn't feel as agile as other attacking players. However, obviously that height can be a positive, especially when it comes to aerial battles, because that height combined with the 84 jumping means that in the air he's going to win the ball most of the time. And then on top of that, you've got 79 heading accuracy, so if you were going to use this guy up front, those are some pretty useful attributes to have. One thing I've always liked about Perisic throughout all the FIFAs is of course that 5-star weak foot. I just feel like that's a huge bonus to any card in Ultimate Team, and having your playmaker able to pass and shoot just as well on both feet, that's always going to be a positive. With him naturally being a winger, he is going to have a good bit of pace about him, and when he gets going, he does feel quick. However, due to his acceleration being lower than his sprint speed, it does take him a little bit of a moment to get into his stride. Dribbling wise, it felt okay. It's pretty odd because his close control when surrounded by defenders actually felt really good, but when he had a bit of space, he'd take some weird heavy touches. Now normally it's the other way around with players. When they're surrounded by defenders, they just lose composure and just fall apart. Whereas Perisic, when surrounded by players, he composed himself very well. It was when he was in space that he just seemed to take some odd touches at times. Shooting now, where do we begin? So we'll start off positively. Loved his shot power, very powerful strikes, which was awesome. It was just the accuracy as a whole which was the issue at times. As you'll see in the clips, he does like to hit the post, whether that's with a finesse or with a power strike, and that obviously was a bit frustrating. But I suppose we have got to consider originally he's a winger converted to a cam, so we're not expecting him to be as clinical as other strikers. But in front of goal as a whole, decent, nothing too special, not as good as I hoped, but decent. So would I consider playing him at striker? Sure, to be honest. He's not as clinical as other strikers that you can pick up, but his movement on and off the ball is like that of a striker, very attacking, and that's one thing that I did like about this card. Okay then, passing wise, awesome, especially his crossing. I know I'm repeating myself of what I've said at the start of the video, but his crossing and general deliveries were awesome, and once again, that 5-star weak foot comes into play as he can pass and cross just as well off both feet. Physically, I like the strength of 77, he did battle well in game, however, he could be let down at times by his balance. So, summary time. Overall thoughts? Fun card. It is a fun card. It wasn't as good as I hoped it would be, but I suppose got to keep in mind that the card stats, they haven't been as boosted as other special cards have been. So hopefully in the future Perisic gets an inform or some other form of special card in a central role. With all that in mind, is he worth the coins? At his current price of 200k, I have to say no. I'd rather just sub on his non-inform from the bench just because of the price difference. However, if I was to return to my old Serie A team, which was in the 4-2-3-1 formation, the one with the 3 cams, I would probably want to use this guy as one of the wide options. So with the card not being upgraded that much, you are essentially going to be paying for a position change. And I don't know about you guys, but 200k to change someone's position seems a bit excessive to me. Final thoughts then, good card, but to be honest, not that much better than his non-inform. Anyway guys, those are my thoughts on this brand new Perisic card. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to leave a like on it, comment below if you want me to review any of the other cards, and apart from that, thanks for watching, and as always, I will catch you in the next one.